Hi, my name is Katrina and I'm a youth leader here at Cultiva. I've been a part of the Cultiva program for 3 years and it's my second year as a youth leader, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about my Cultiva story. My story started with the dreaded mandatory volunteer day at school. I was in 8th grade and had the choice between picking up trash and seeding flats at growing gardens. I knew nothing about growing gardens, but I knew that I wasn't big into picking up trash, so I signed my name on the white cardstock entitling me to a full day of volunteer work at growing gardens. I hadn't done any volunteering work before, and at that point I wasn't even thinking about starting, but this garden simply blew me away. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't expecting a boring day in the hot sun, but it completely redefined my idea of mandatory volunteer work. I knew nothing about giving back to the community or gardening, but the seemingly pointless field trip was the beginning of years of priceless lessons of community, family, and culture. I did not know at the time that this organization would grow in me and inspire me for years to come. The trip to growing gardens motivated me to grow my own garden in my backyard, and since then I have developed a long-lasting interest in gardening and agriculture. After the volunteer day, I did some research on growing gardens and discovered that they had a youth program over the summer. Because this organization had inspired me to learn more about gardening, I decided to give Cultiva a try. I sent in my application 3 months early and waited for my interview. I had no idea what to expect, but when I arrived, I was really nervous. This was my first real interview, and I had no idea what to do. The interview went well enough, and a few days later I got the acceptance call. I was very excited for my first job and took it very seriously. Throughout my first summer season at Growing Gardens, I learned a lot about the garden, the plants, and the different organizations that Growing Gardens worked with. It was a very educating experience, and it motivated me to learn even more. Towards the end of the Cultiva season, a youth leader at the time informed me that I would make a good youth leader, and I was flattered. I had given the position some thought beforehand, but I did not apply because of my age, because I was going to be a freshman. After the youth leader informed me of my potential, I changed my mind and sent in my application with my fingers crossed. After my interview, I still was not expecting anything to happen, but I got the call a few days later. I'd been accepted. I was very excited that they looked past my age and had positively evaluated my leadership ability. In my first year as a youth leader, I took some time to explore my leadership style and learned a lot about myself in the process. By the end of the season, I learned that my adult-like control was not very effective with teenagers my age. The first year as a youth leader was very experimental, but I learned that I liked to work but also have fun. At the same time, I learned that I loved learning even more about gardening, agriculture, and the community. This past year was my second year as a youth leader, and it has been the best year yet. I can absolutely say that I've been part of an organization that has and will continue to effectively bring the community together through agriculture. I experimented more with my leadership style and discovered more that being upfront with instructions and using more motivation techniques is very effective. I focus on connecting with each of the participants and being more social and communicative. I still have not found out what my true leadership style is, but I'm sure that with the experience Cultiva has given me, and with more experience in the future, I will develop myself even more as a true leader. I hope my story can continue in this great family that has taught me so much over the few years that I have been a part of it. Thank you!